It's live. Uh, yeah, okay, thank you. Hello, learners. Welcome to sigmapyacademy.com. I'm today I'm going to teach you about loops. Okay. Mainly in the last class also I have discussed a little bit about loops. Fine. So in the last class or in the last session, I have given some homework program also. So one of the program is write a program to input a number and count the number of digits present in it. For example, input if you input 647, your program will output number of digits is 3. Okay, so let me solve this problem first, and then we'll solve problem number 2, and then we move ahead. All right. So I'm going to move a little bit slowly in this session, and as well as I will move a little bit slowly in the next week sessions also, such that you can understand loops. Loops are very much important. If you understand how to create loops, then programming will become easy for you people, right? So try to focus and listen to me very carefully, whatever I am saying. Okay, fine. So we are at the very important phase of learning programming, and I'm trying to explain it. So listen to me very carefully, whatever I am saying. Okay. So this is the first problem, and let me copy it, and I will try to solve it. Let me paste it over here. And yeah, let's make it a little bit smaller. It's fine. So write a program to input a number and count the number of digits present in it. Right? So we use decimal number system. Okay. The solution is very simple. We need to think before solving a problem. Uh, you need to think, right? In movie, you have seen that programmer is typing on the keyboard very fast, but in real life, it is not like that. You need to do a loads of thinking before solving a problem, right? So you need to think about your basics. First, you need to think about your basics, right? The basics of mathematics. Okay. So here I'm discussing a little bit of mathematics here. I'm talking about decimal number system. Okay. So what is decimal number system first? What is, you need to ask questions if you want to learn programming. So what is decimal number system? Decimal number system. This is the first question you need to ask to yourself. Okay, and you need to answer this thing to yourself. In a decimal number system, every digit is a multiple of 10, right? In decimal number system, in decimal number system, number system, every digit, every digit in decimal number system, every digit is the multiple of is the multiple of 10. Okay, every digit is the multiple of 10. Okay, so how this number is formed, right? So so let's go back to our childhood, right? In childhood we have studied like this: ones, we have tens, and we have 100, right? So ones means 10 to the power of 0, 10 means 10 to the power of 1, 100 means 10 to the power of 2. Okay, so we have written here a number 647, right? So 7 6 sorry 746, so 7 4, and this is 6. Okay, so this 6 is multiplied with this, right? This 4 is multiplied with this, and this 7 is multiplied with this. That is why it is in the definition you can say that every digit is a multiple of tens, right? So if you multiply this, what you will get? You will get 7 into 10 to the power of 0, right? You will get 4 into 10 to the power of 1, okay? And this will give you 6 into 10 to the power of 2. So 7 into 10 to the power of 0 will give you 7. 4 into 10 to the power of 1 will give you 40. And 6 into 10 to the power of 2 will give you 600. Right? And if you add all three results, right, you will get 647. This is how 647 is formed. Okay. So you have to know this idea of what is a decimal number system. Okay. So now I need to teach my computer how to count number of digits. Okay, this is very much important, right? You need to understand the problem. Understanding the problem is very much important in programming. Okay, if you if you don't understand the problem, you can't solve the problem. Okay, so to understand, first you need to read the problem multiple times, try to understand the problem. Okay, then create a plan. Okay, then write down your plan in your own words, and then convert that plan to code, right? So this is the real practice. This is the way we program, right? Even in professional life also, we get a problem, we read the problem multiple times, and then we try to understand what is the basic nature of the problem, and then we start writing down the solution. Okay, we never write down the program as we get the question, right? So that is the only thing which you have seen in the movie, not in the real life. In real life, we do lots of meetings before writing down a code. Okay, unnecessarily we won't write down code. Okay, so you need to think about these things. The real life is totally different than the real life. Okay, so now you just see this how I am solving this problem. Okay, so first thing first is that, okay, I have understood that this number is in the decimal number system, and decimal number system, in decimal number system, every digit is a multiple of 10. So what I have to do, very simple thing. If I divide this number with 10, right, continuously, and I will chop out the remainder, okay, till I get the 0, okay, till I chop out all the digits from the number, okay, then I will count out, I will count the chopping. While chopping, I am doing the counting also. In so what is my total count? That is the answer. Okay. I'm repeating it again. I'm repeating it again. Okay. Just see. 647. What I have to do, I have to divide this number. 647 divided by 10. So 10 6 are 60, 47, 10 4 are 40. I got 7 as a remainder. Okay. So I take so this is my count one. So this is, I have divided once. This is count 1. This is count equal to 1. So now again, I'll take the quotient here, right? I'll take the quotient here, 64, and I divide it by 10. So 10 6 are 60, and I got 4 as a remainder. Okay, so this is count 2. This is count 2. Okay, so now what quotient I have got? I have got 6 here. Now I will divide it again. 6, 10. 10 zeros are 0. Okay, and I have got the remainder 6 here. So count, this is count equal to 3. Okay, and we have got the 0. We have got the 0 as a quotient. 0 as quotient. So we have to stop. So have to stop. We have to stop here. So we have to stop here. And we can say that, we have got number of digits, right? So this is number of digits. This is number of digits. Number of digits. I hope it is clear. Okay, let's try with another number. Say our number is 6749. Right? Say our number is this. So now what I have to do, I have to divide this number with 10. Okay, so what I will do, I will write here 6749 and I'll divide with 10. So 10 6 are 60, 74, 10 7 are 70, 49, 10 4 are 40. Okay, so this is count equal to 1. Equal to 1. Right? Now again I will do the process. Right? So I'll select the quotient every time. So I will write here 674 and I will divide with 10. So 10 6 are 60, 74, 10 7 are 74. Okay. So it will not divide. So I will complete this calculation. Right. So this is count equal to 2. Count is equal to 2. Okay. Now again I select 67. I'll divide 67 with 10. So 10 6 are 60 and I've got the remainder 7. Okay. This is count is equal to 3. Now I'll select 6. I'll divide it again with 10. 10 zeros are 0. So 6 as a remainder. So this is count equal to 4. Now again I will see the quotient here. Now quotient is 0. That means we have to stop here. Quotient is 0. Right? Quotient is equal to 0. So we need to stop here. Stop the process. Stop the process. Okay, and this is the number of digits. This is the number of digits, and now you can see it with your eyes also. This is 6749. Right, there are four digits. Okay, got my point. So with the help of this process we can explain the computer how computer you can count the digits. Computers are totally a dumb device. We need to program it. Right, when we are born our parents have programmed us. Right, they have feeded loads of information. Fine, and our brain processes those information and we think that it is natural, but it is not natural. Thanks to our parents, thanks to our teachers, they have programmed us like this. Okay, similarly computer is a dumb device, so we need to program it. Okay, so this is how you need to think about your basic mathematics the way your teachers have programmed. The teachers have taught you mathematics. You need to thank you need to give thanks to your teacher and then move ahead. Okay, so now we have got some idea how to write down the code. So let me write down our idea. Okay, so here here n n I'm taking n. Right, so in n I'm entering a number. In n, store any integer value. Right, here in n we can store any integer value. Right, now you declare a variable called count. Count is equal to 0. Okay, count is equal to 0. Fine, count is equal to 0. And we know that I need to divide n with 10. Right, what I have to do, I have to divide n with 10 and I have to store the result in n. Okay, and what I have to do after dividing it, right, I need to count it. So I will write here count. Okay, count equal to count plus 1, but I have shown you in the last class I can write this count plus. Okay, so how many times I need to repeat this? How many times I need to repeat these two statements? I need to repeat these two statements. Right, so I have to write here, I have to repeat these two statements till the value of n is greater than 0. Right, till the value of n is greater than 0. So I will use here y, right? While n is greater than 0, then I will be doing these two things. Okay. After that, what I will do, I will write here print number of digits, number of digits. Okay. So where number of digits is saved in the count variable. So I will write here count. Okay, so this is not exactly a C language, but yeah, I tried to mix up with the C language with some English like of a construct such that you can understand the pseudocode, right? This is a kind of a pseudocode. This is a kind of a pseudocode, right? So I try to make you people understand. Okay, this is the pseudocode, and this is the pseudocode which you need to follow before writing down any code. Okay, so before writing down any problem, you need to follow a pseudocode. Okay. I hope this idea is clear. Okay. Please comment. Okay. If it is clear, and if you need a better approach, then you provide the suggestion also. Sir, you need to teach uh, by giving more examples. Okay. I'll try to give more examples while teaching. So let me write down this code here. So I'll create the file. So let me write down the today's date here in a folder. So you always maintain a folder, right? Whenever you are writing down a program. So it is 932022. Let me name this file as question one homework 83022. So yesterday's homework, right? So this program is about write a program to count number of digits, number of digits in a number. Okay. So let me write it down here. Let's declare a variable here, integer n, and we need a variable called count. Count is equal to 0. Now here you write down print f and write it here print f slash n, enter any. I don't need slash n only, so enter any integer value. Integer value. Scanf scanf percentage of d comma ampersand of n. Now you write down while n is greater than 0, n is greater than 0, and we'll write here uh, n is equal to n divided by 10, and I need to count it. So we'll write here count plus plus, okay, to update the value of count, and after this we'll print f number of digits, print f slash n number of digits is percentage of d, and here you will write down count semicolon. So we have done with this code, so let's execute. So first build the code, right? Before execution, building is important. So build the code, there are no errors, and we execute the code. So enter integer value. So I have given this. So this integer value contains 5 digits. So it is showing that number of digits is 5. Okay. Say for example, if I enter here very small number 34, it is showing that number of digits is 2. Okay, and then let's execute it again. We'll try a big number like this. See, number of digits is 8. Okay, so it's working, right? This logic is working. So let me copy this and let me save this in the notes. So this is the code, and let me do the dry run of the code also. Fine. Say for example, in n, you have entered the value, say 247. Okay, so 247 is greater than 0, so you come down here. N is equal to n by 10, so 247 by 10 will give you 24, right? And the value of count is 0 initially, it will become 1. Okay, so now your control will go back to n is greater than 0. Yes, it is greater than 0, so n is equal to n by 10, so it will be 2. The value of count will become 2, right? Then again you go back here, 2 is greater than 0, so you come down here, so this 2 will become 0. Count plus plus is 3. Then you go back here, n is 0, 0 greater than 0 is false, right? So this condition has become false. So your control will comes to this point, printf number of digits, it will print count, the value of count, which is 3, right? So your output will be here, number of digits, number of digits, number of digits is 3. So this will be the output. Okay. So this is the dry run of the code. So whenever you write down the code, you do the dry run, right? Like this, you check the values of the variables, which is very much important. Okay. So I hope this code is very much easy, and I hope you understood how to write down a program or how to write down a solution. Okay. So the next thing is write a program to input a number and reverse a number and check that number is a palindrome or not. I'm leaving this question for you people because I have given a very less amount of time to number NUMBER number. Okay, fine. So if I've given you very less amount of time to write down the code, so after this Wednesday, our next session is on Monday. So in the meantime, what you have to do, you have to write down the code. Okay. So today's code, even you can ask me in the middle of the week also, sir, I'm facing problem. You can help me out, right? I will help you out. I will feel very much happy to help you out. So comment me out if you are not able to understand. Okay, if you are not able to understand, just comment me out. I will definitely answer you. Okay, if I'm not able to answer you, my team will answer you. Right? I have a very good team out here. Right? They will definitely answer you. Okay, fine. So I'm moving to today's session. In today's session, I will be covering the for loop. Okay. So this is day 6, and I will be covering the for loop. For loop, for loop. Right? For loop is more versatile than while loop. Okay. For loop is more versatile than the while loop. Okay. The for loop allow us to specify three things, right? The people who know C language, they know that the first part is called the initialization, the middle part is called the condition, and the last part is called the update statement, or generally increment or decrement statements were written. Okay. So let me write down the syntax of the for loop. For loop is basically an entry control loop. Okay. So let me write it down for loop. Here one line. For loop is an entry control loop. Is an entry control loop. Okay. And there is another point which people say that, but I never agrees on those points. For loop is used to express the logic when you know the number of times the statements will execute. It's not like that, right? That is true, but it is not fully true. That is partially true. If we know number of times, then we can use while loop also. We can use for loop also. We can use do while loop also. If you are feeling comfortable using do while loop, you can use do while loop, right? If you are feeling comfortable using for loop, you can use for loop. But for loop has more advantage than while loop and do while loop. Okay, and for loop has more features than while loop and do while loop. But the basic, but the basic is same. But the basic foundation is same. Okay. Let me take some water. So for loop is an entry control loop. Okay, this is one point. And the syntax of the for loop is syntax of the for loop is very simple syntax. You have to write for, then open the parenthesis. After that, you can write down initialization. Then you will write down here test condition, test condition. Then after that, you will write down update statement, update, update statement. Okay. And after that, you give a curly brace, right? And then you close the curly brace. And between these two curly braces, okay, you can write down statements. Okay, you can write down statements, statements. Okay. So this is called the body of the loop. This is called the body of the body of the loop. Okay, fine. So there is a trick out here. Let me talk about that trick here. So I am pasting it over here, and let me change the size of the font. So now you people can see that key how it is written, right? So now let me mark out with the numbers. How to read the for loop. You need to understand how to read the for loop, right? Then automatically you will understand the logic of the for loop, how for loop works. Okay. So this is the initialization. This is one. Test condition is two. If test condition is true, if test condition is true, okay. If test condition is true, then statement will start executing, right? So this will be 3. This will be 3, right? And after execution of this, then update will execute, right? So we can say that this is the fourth statement according to the scenario. Okay. And after the update statement, right? After the update statement, the condition will be tested again, right? If the condition is true again, then statement will be tested again. Okay. And then again the control will go back here to the update statement. Okay. Then from the update statement, it will go to the condition statement. Fine. So this process will continue like this, and when this test condition is false, when this test condition will become false, then the control will comes to this position, right? Just exactly after the for loop, right? So I'm talking about the body of the loop, right? So the body of the loop is this. You can say that okay, the body of the loop is, let me take another color, take it right. So the body of the loop is like this. This whole thing is the body of the loop. Okay, and you can say that okay, this part is called tail of the loop. This part is called the tail of the loop. Why I'm saying this is tail of the loop? Because it will run at the very end, right? Because why I'm saying that it is a tail of the loop. Okay, this part of the loop, this part of the loop, this part of the loop will execute, will execute, execute after the execution of, after the execution of the the body, after the execution of the body, right? So this part, let me redraw it. This part is called the tail, and this part is called the body. This part is called the body. So tail is associated with the body. Tail is the end part of the body. So this loop will execute like this. Okay. Acha. Another thing about the for loop, right? So this, the initialization part, the test condition part, and the update statement part, right? All three are optional. Optional. All these three are optional. You can write or you can skip it. Right? Say for example, I have written this loop here in the previous program. You can see that I have written this loop here, right? While n is greater than 0. Okay, so this loop can be written by using for statement also. If I write here for semicolon n greater than 0 semicolon, and then I will write down the body, right? Then I will write down the body n is equal to n by 10, and then I will write down here count n is equal to n by 10, and then count plus plus. Okay, so when I will write down this thing, right, then it will also work, because these two parts are optional. I can write, I cannot write because it is optional. Okay, so this will also work, and I can show you practically also. If I write this code over here instead of while, right, instead of while, so let me comment this out, and instead of while, if I'm writing here for semicolon n greater than 0, okay, semicolon, and then I'll open the body, then I'll open the body and let me save it and let me build it, and now you can see that there is no error and it's executing. So now you can see that number of digits is 5. Okay, so this is how it is, right? It is optional. You can write, you cannot write. Okay, so I'm removing this part of the code from here, otherwise it will make you confused. Okay, otherwise it will make you confused. Fine. So the same program can be written using for loop also. Okay. The program which is written in while loop can be written using the for loop also. Okay. So for loop is not for for the for thinking like this, for I is equal to 0 or 1, or I is less than equal to something and I plus plus. It is not like that. It is something more than that. Okay, so as you go, right, as you learn. Okay, so as you explore with me, you will learn more, right? And you ask questions, right? I feel very much happy if someone asks questions. Evenly, the silliest question is also welcome, right? I'll appreciate everything. Okay, fine. So uh, let me write it down. The about the for loop, right? So in for loop, what we do first, we write down initialization, right? Then we write down test condition, and then we write down increment and decrement. Okay, fine. So let me write down a program in for loop. Okay, say for example, if I have to print a series like this for, right, say write a program to input number of terms, input number of terms, and print the following series, and print the following following series, and print the following series. Okay, the series is like this. The series is like 4. The series is like this: 4, 8, 4, 8, 16, 32, and it is going on and on and on and on. Right? It is like this. So it depends on number of terms you input. Okay. Very simple series. So for example, say number of terms. You need to input number of terms. The number of terms is 8. Then your output will be 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, only 64, 128, 256, 367, 5128. Okay, so this will be your output. Fine. So it's very easy. This question is very easy, and we can write this. We can solve this program using while loop, as well as we can solve this program using for loop also. Okay. So let me create another file here. What we can do here, um, we can edit this. We can edit this whole thing. Just change the question here. Write a program to input number of terms and print the following series. The following series up to terms. Okay, you can write down the series here: 4, 8, 16, 32, and so on. So on. Okay, so it is like this, and then what you do here, number of terms is n, that is fine, and we write here start. So start is equal to 4. Start is equal to 4, and here we write down enter number of terms. Enter number of terms. Fine. And here I will write down n. And here first we try to solve this with for. So sorry, with while loop. So here I have written while n is greater than 0. Okay, and let me remove this first for loop, and I don't need this and this. So I have written here n greater than 0. And then here I will write what I have to do here. Start is 4. So let me print the start. Print percentage of d, percentage of d, and comma and a space, and I will write here comma start. So the value of start is 4. And then after that I will write here start is equal to start 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 multiply by 2. Start multiply by equal to 2. We can write this. Okay. So this is shorthand operator I am using it. Okay. So I have written start multiply by equal to 2. And and what I will do here, I will write here n greater than 1. The last value I will print it outside the loop. So I will write here C, and I will write here this. Okay, and here instead of comma, uh, we will not print anything because this is the last value. So what I will do here, I will I will do the save as option. I will use the save file as. Okay, so I will write here question 1 in session. Question 1 in session. In session. Okay, so it is saved and it is a new file. Okay, it is a new file. That old file is also present here. If you want, you can open the old file also. Okay, go to the live class, and here only I'm writing down the programs. You can see that that old file is also there, and we have the new file here. This is the old file, right? When you click on open, it will open the old file. You can see that old file is also there. Then you don't have to go to that tedious step of creating the file. Okay, so you can edit the same file, and at the end what you do save as. Okay, so let's complete this in session, and we already saved this file, so we build the file. Okay, and that is showing that there was some error out here. Okay, I have not written here print f. Okay, now what I have to do after printing the start and after multiplying it, I have to reduce the value of n. Otherwise, it will be a infinite loop, right? I have to reduce the value of n. So I'll save this and I will build it. It's generating error. Print was not declared, so I have written here print f. No, I have written the printf. So let me save this and let me build it again. So no errors. Let me execute this. So it's asking number of terms. They have given here 10. So now you can see that it has given 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048. Okay, so it has printed all the terms. So I've written this code using a while loop, so I can write down the for loop. So if I want to write down the for loop, I can write it here like just only for, and I'll put the semicolons as I have said to you because semicolons are compulsory. Semicolons are compulsory in for loop. So let me save this and we'll get the same kind of a result if you give 10. Okay, so if you write here 10, you will get the same result. Okay, so I hope it is fine. Now, what is the if I want to give the initialization statement? So here, initialization statement is not required. I can move this statement. I can move this statement right over here. So my size of the code is reduced one line. So simply I can write this over here. Okay, and I have to remove the semicolon. Okay, then also you can see that okay, my output is same. Okay, so when I will execute here and if I give 10, the output is same. Okay, now again what I can do here, I can take this statement, I can take this statement and I will put a comma here. I'll put a comma here, or I will write this here and I will put a comma here. Okay, so I can write down two statement over there, not one. Okay, so let me save this and let me execute this. Okay, and build this first and then execute the code. Now you can see the output is same. So we can write our code in this way. Now you can see the versatility of the for loop, right? So let me copy this and explain you in the note. Okay, so this is the code I have written using a for loop. Okay, and let me go back here in the code blocks. And let me print Control Z to convert it into while loop. So it is fine. So this is the code using while loop. You can compare. Okay, the code is written side by side, while loop and the for loop. Okay, so in the for loop, I have not said that here in the for loop syntax. Again, I'm writing down the syntax of for loop. Syntax of for loop. So for initializations, 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 right? Initializations, test condition, and then update statements, statements, update statements, right? Then we have the body of the loop. Okay, so now let me change the color and write it down. So initialization, if we have multiple initialization, if we have multiple initializations, if we have multiple initialization, if we have multiple initializations, then then we use comma to separate it. We use comma comma to separate it. Separate it. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Okay. Same thing happens with the update statement. Right? If we have, if we have, if we have, if we have multiple update statements, multiple update statements, then we use comma to separate the statements. To separate it. That's it. To separate it. So this is the idea. Okay. So now you can see that there are multiple statements here. This is one statement. This is another statement. Right. So now you can see that the now you see the for loop here. For n greater than 1, right? I have written start multiply by equal to 2 and n minus minus. Okay, and try to understand this. Try to understand the sequence of execution. Try to understand the sequence of execution here. Okay, so the sequence of execution is this is 1. If it is true, then this is 2. Okay, then this will be 3. This is 4, right? After 4, after the execution of the 4, the control will come down here, right? 3 to 4, then 4 to again 1, right? And again, if it is true, then if it is true, then this, right? If it is false, then the control will come down here, right? So this is the sequence of execution. You need to understand the sequence of the execution. You need to understand how to read the for loop. This is very much important, right? For loop is not about for I. Okay, people always think like this, for I, for j. That is used most frequently to solve problems, but there are other problems also which is not going to be solved using for I or for j. So try to understand this. You need to think about it. Okay. So before solving any problem, you just think about it. Okay, properly. What is the syntax? Read the syntax properly. Okay, whatever I have writing down on my OneNote file, you take the notebook, pause the video, write down in your notebook. That will be helpful instead of asking notes, or you can download the notes. If you download the notes, you will not read it, but it is a better option. You pause the video, write down the notes along with me, and then move ahead. Okay, solve the problem, solve the question, pause the video, solve the question, and then move ahead. That will help you out. Okay, next thing. So next problem. Let's take up another problem for this. So let me take another series here to solve it. So the series is like so let's take this series, uh, 0 0. Let me write down the question properly. The question is write a program to input number of terms and print and print the following series. Okay, the series is this: 0, 3, 8, 15, and so on. Okay, so for example, if number of terms number of terms if number of terms is 8, then your output is going to be 0, 3, 8, 15, 24, 35, 48, then 63, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so your output will be like this. So pause the video if you are looking at the video, all right? And I'm giving you 1 minute break, and you can write down the code. If you are watching the video live, you write down the code and comment it. I'm giving you 1 minute break. If you want a break, then comment me. Otherwise, if you are watching this video later on, right? If you're watching the video, then what you have to do, you have to pause the video and then write down the solution. Okay, there are many solutions, there are many ways to solve this problem. Okay, and check that whether mine solution is better or your solution is better, right? Okay, so you give your solution. Okay, I will read your solution, I will accept your solution. Okay, so try to give me a solution, at least your ideas. Okay, so pause the video and then write down the code first and then execute your code, and you can see that whether you are getting the output or not. If you are not getting the output, if you are not able to understand, then you can see the solution. Okay, so don't get worried. Okay, slowly there are people who are slow learners, so it is not a fault that you are a slow learner, but you are learning, right? That is important. Learning is important. Okay, so 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 it is my request, it is my humble request that you pause the video and then solve the problem and then see the solution. Okay, then you will learn something. Okay, use your brain, use your brain, right? So now you can see how I'm solving this problem, this C. Okay. Uh, so when I read this problem, I just check that each term, right? Say these are the terms, right? You can see the terms. Each term is, say this is the first term. This is the second term. This is the third term. This is the fourth term. This is the fifth term. This is the sixth term. This is the seventh term. This is the eighth term. Right? So each term is square minus 1. The term square minus 1. Right. So this way, this is going on. Right? The series is going on like this. So let me write down the code. I cracked the series. Okay. So you crack the series first. Evenly, if you crack the series, then also comment me. Okay. So let me change the series here. Series is 0, 3, 8, 15, 15, and so on. So on. Okay. So let me write down here. N is there, start is there, but I need, what I will do here, I will write here start, and I will use the for loop, right? full-fledged for loop. I will write here for, I will write here start equal to 1, start equal to 1, start, sorry, start equal to 1, start is less than equal to n, and then I will write here start plus plus, right? And now here what I will do, I will write here start into start minus 1. Okay, so this expression is important here. This expression is important. Okay, so at the end of this session, I will teach you a trick. So keep watching it. So let me build this. I missed out a bracket. I missed out a bracket here. All right. And let me build it again. No errors. So let me write it down here. 10 terms. So now you can see that 0, 3, 8, 15, 24, 35, 48, 63, 80, and 99. So I don't want to print comma after the last term. So what I will do here, I will write here less than n. Okay. I'll print this statement outside the for loop also. After copying it, I will print it here again, and I will remove the comma. I will save it. I will build it, and I will execute it. Well, let me print the 15 terms. You can see that all the 15 terms are there. Okay, 15 square is 225. 225 minus 1 is 224. Okay. Hmm. So this is the solution of that, and let me explain you this again. So let me explain you the for loop. Okay, the for loop. You need to understand the execution sequence of the for loop here. Okay, so let me make it a little bit bigger. Select it. I will increase the font a little bit so that it will be more clearer to you people. Right. Let me create some spaces also because I need to write it down. And here and here also I have one printf statement. So write it down here. Printf statement here. Okay. So I need to remove the comma from this place. Here. Okay. So let me start from the beginning. Say the value of n, the value of n is 5. So I want to print the 5 terms. The value of start is 1. The value of start is 1. Start is 1. Right? So 1 is less than 5 condition is true. The condition is true. So this is statement number 1. This is statement number 2. So if it is true, then this will be the statement number 3. So printf percentage of d start into start minus 1. So this will output, this statement will output 0. This is the output. So 0 and a comma will be there, and there will be a space out here. So now after 3, this statement is the 4. You mark it down whenever you are solving this kind of problem, right? You follow the book called Yashwant Kanetkar, who Let Us See, okay, and you will find that there are loads of problems written out there, and you try to solve those problems, and that will make your conception clear, very much clear in this kind of programming. Okay. Because when I will teach functions, I expect that you people know loops, right? Because in functions chapter, I'm going to teach you graphics.h, and that is going to be an interesting. And if you know the loops, you are going to enjoy the programming. Okay. Fine. So I'm going a little bit slow. Today's session, the next session, the next session, and the next session. That means in the next week also I'm going a little bit slow for the for loop, right? And you can solve as many problems using the for loop. Okay. I will also give today many problems like likes of 10 problems I will give you today. Right? You try to solve those problems. If you are able to solve those problems, right, you can solve more problem also with your own. You find it from the internet, you can find it from the other books, you can find it from your college college uh, college classes, right? You can find it from your friends. Okay, you can share this video with your friends also if he or she is interested in learning C language, and we are in the very much important phase. Okay, fine. Uh, so after this three, this four is there. Okay, this four. The value of start will become two. So after four, we come back to two. Four, then two. Then two, if it is true, then three. Right? After three, four. So this is how the loop is going on. This is the loop. Okay. So you can comment me what is you can comment me the natural examples of the loop. Natural. Or when you look around, you can see the loop. Natural example of the loop of loop. Okay. You give me the write down in the comment section natural example of the loop. Okay. Fine. So this is the loop. Okay. Start is less than n, and then you have printf percentage d, and then start into start minus one. Okay. So the value of start is two. So two is less than five. Condition is true. It will come down. So it will print 2 into 2, 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay. So it will print 3, comma, and a space. So now again it will go back here. So this 2 will become 3. 3 is less than 5. It will come down here. So 3 into 3 is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. It will print 8 and a. Then again you go back here. The value of start will be 4. 4 is less than 5. So condition is true. So it will print 4 and 4, 16. 16 minus 1 is 15. Okay. I need to give a space here. 15. Fine. The output will be like this. Sorry, I'm writing like this. So let me write it properly. Output. So your output will be 0, 3, 8, 15, and then after 15 it will go back here. The value of start will become 5. So 5 is less than 5 is false. When this condition is false, it will come here. Right? So printf d start into start minus 1. So 5 into 5 minus 1, 25 minus 1 is 24. So it will print 24 here. Right? So that's how it ends the program. It will execute return 0 and the program gets ended. Okay. So I hope that you people have understood uh, or you have got the idea about for loop. Okay. So let me write it down, those the homework problems. Okay. So homework problems. So question number one, write a program, write a program to print the following series. 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 So in the following series, to n terms, up to n terms. Oh, let me give the last problem, five. I'll give five problems. No problem. If the greatest common divisor, the greatest common divisor, common divisor, that is GCD of two integers is calculated by continued division. Division, division method. Divide the larger number, larger number, divide the larger number by the smaller, by the smaller. The remainder, the remainder then divides the previous divisor. Then divide the by the smaller number. We get the remainder. We get the remainder. The then divide the previous divisor. Divide the previous divisor. Divide the previous divisor. Yes, divisor. Divide the previous divisor. Divide the previous divisor. The process repeats. The process. The process repeats. The process repeats unless the remainder unless the remainder unless the remainder reaches reaches zero, zero. Okay, so the last divisor result is GCD. The last divisor result results in GCD. GCD or greatest common divisor. We call it HCF also, highest common factor also. Okay. So write a program to accept two numbers, two numbers, find and display their GCD. Find and display their GCD by using by using the technique discussed above. Discussed above. Discussed above. Okay. So, for example, if you input, input say 27 and 72, two numbers, then your output is okay, GCD is 9. Okay, so this will be your output. Okay, and the method which I've explained here, this method is very old method. This method is explained by Aryabhatta, the great mathematician, the great Indian mathematician. The same algorithm or the same program is written by him. The same process which I've explained it over here. There is this process is not explained by me. This process is explained by Mr. Aryabhatta. Okay, and after that, it is explained by his teacher Bhaskar, his disciple called Bhaskara, and after that, it is called Euclid algorithm. I don't know how the Greeks have got. Greek, there was one mathematician Euclid. He also explained the same process. Okay, but sorry, not Bhaskara. The Aryabhatta is he nearly more than 200 years ago he said this method in his book called Aryabhatiya. There is a book called Aryabhatiya. It is written in Sanskrit, and all these processes to find out GCD and other mathematical processes are also written in that book. Okay, the name of the book is called Aryabhatiya. You can Google it also, and you can get a little bit information regarding Aryabhatiya, because most of the books is being destroyed by the Mughal invasion during the Muslim period. So most of the books were destroyed in that time. Okay. So this much is the session, and I have promised you that I will show you a trick. The trick is that if I write down the print statement in the for loop, it will work or not. Okay, so the print statement also works in the for loop. Okay, and if I write down this print statement in the for loop, it will work. Okay, now you can see that. So this statement works exactly after this. Okay, if I write this over here and I put a comma sign here, and it will work, right? This is the trick. Okay, and as you can see, there is no body in this loop. Okay, I will teach you this loop in the developers community. This loop is called a snake loop, right? This kind of a for loop is called snake loop. I will teach you the snake loop in the next session. Okay, so this is the trick, and I'm showing you the trick here. And when you build this, it will show you no errors, and when you execute this, it will execute successfully. If you give here 10, it will show you the 10 values. Okay, to try to understand whatever I have said. Okay, and if there is no statement in the force body, if there is no statement in the force body, then remove the curly braces, give semicolon. This will also work. And when you build it, it will show you no errors, and if you execute it, it will work. So now you can see that it is working. So this is the trick, right? And I will explain you this trick on the Monday session, okay, how this is working, right? And if you can work it out yourself, that's good. You can share it with me. Okay, we have worked it out. I have worked it out, right? And I will mention the name of the person also who has worked it out. Okay. And thank you for today. Thank you for watching the session today. For today, and if you watch it later on, then also, and try to solve problems. Pause the video, solve the problem. It will enhance your idea in programming. Thank you.